Last year, Maryland attracted 6 new companies from China and Korea as a result of similar agreements. Governor O'Malley is scheduled to visit Seoul in June. Well, raising a boy into a man can be a task for any parent, but in his new book, African American Authentic Manhood Training, author Jeff Robertson offers key principles to help young males grow into men of purpose. He joins me now with more. Thank you so much, Mr. Robertson, for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I just want to talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the book and why do you think it's so important to have this available to people right now?
Well, it comes from, the way I grew up, always had a passion to work with young kids, young men, and teaching them the skills and what it takes to grow into manhood. So the book is basically sort of like a manual to help us men train our young boys into manhood.
Okay, and you talk about 3 key principles. Can you share with those what they are?
Yes, they're real simple. One is we call it the being tenderhearted, which is another word for compassionate. We teach men how to be compassionate. 2 is responsibility. We teach them to take on responsibility and not make excuses. And 3, to honor authority. And I think if you equip young men with those things, then that sets them in the path to be successful, I believe.
And so tenderheartedness, that's interesting. When we think about men and masculinity, they always focus on the exterior, but you're also talking about emotional aspects of the male.
Right, because that's sort of something that in our culture that we don't actually develop as men. And so what I share with the young men is that you can be every bit a man, but you can also be compassionate and loving at the same time. That doesn't mean that you're weak at all. So when I use the word tender, actually it's another word for compassionate.
Okay, and you also speak about forgiveness. What stood out for that to me was that with forgiveness, is that more toward the person themselves, or is that just about forgiving someone in the past? Could you explain that a little bit more?
Well, where that came is that I've been doing this for over like 20-something years. And one of the things that I found out is that in working with young people, working with young boys, is that there was a lot of anger. And so the forgiveness part, a lot of it centered around teaching them how to forgive, how to let go, how to move on in their life. And most of them had a lot of anger. And so the forgiveness part plays a key role in preparing them to move on and focus on something positive in their life.
Okay, and before we wrap up here, I definitely want to give you a chance to talk about the bi-weekly programs that you do in our area.
Yes. What we do is we meet at Ernest Just Middle School for middle school children, or middle school boys, should I say, and we meet every first and third Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and it's called Authentic Manhood Training, and that's where they come to learn about what it means to be a man, and we do a lot of fun things, and I think the kids get a lot out of it, and I'm excited about being a part of something like that.
And what about the parents? What has the parental response been like?
It's been great. Actually, I've gotten a lot of calls, a lot of emails. Parents want their children to get involved in something like that, because one of the things that we do is we mix in fun with it, because when you're working with boys, you got to teach them, but you also got to have fun. So I think the parents like the combination of their sons are learning, they're having fun, and also we're taking them on trips so that they could be exposed to different things. And so they receive it in a real, I would say, a great positive way.
All right, excellent. Well, we certainly appreciate what you're doing and taking time out to speak with us here at CTV.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely, thank you.
You're welcome.
And for more information on how to obtain a copy of the book, visit tenderwarriorjr.org. And stick around, much more is headed your way when the news continues. Dave Goldman will join us to talk about sports. Stay with us.
There was plenty of solid pitching to go around at Prince George's Stadium last night. This is Dave Goldman. Highlights of the Bay Sox and Arrows tonight in sports.